What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bartley and Barnes, coming to you on this Saturday morning. That's when we're recording it in Sacramento, California. I am your host, Jacob Bartley, and I am joined by my co-host, Keith Barnes. What's going on, Keith?
Hello, I'm here.
Yes, Keith is here. That's a fact. And a little bit of housekeeping, if you will. Housekeeping, is that what you call it? The show's going to be bi-weekly now. We noticed that, well, first of all, we both have extremely busy schedules. And especially when school starts, we're still doing it bi-weekly, though.
Yeah.
But on top of that, we realized, there's a week is too short for content to build up, and then also for us to watch stuff. I barely finished Barry Season 2 today, this morning, so you give us a little bit of breathing room in between each show. So no worries there. Alrighty, well, today we're going to talk the MULAN trailer a little bit. We're going to talk about what we've been watching lately, which I'll warn you now, it's going to include spoiler discussions for Barry Season 1 and 2 and Big Little Lies Season 1 and 2 thus far. And then we're going to rank the Spider-Man movies coming off of Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yes.
But let me ask Keith, how you doing, man? What's been going on in your world?
Doing good. I've been catching up on a lot of TV stuff, watching stuff. I can't wait to get to what we're watching, because I watch a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff?
Oh, yeah. Stuff I haven't watched in a while.
Awesome. Well, I've pretty much been watching a lot of TV lately, so we'll talk about that. So let's jump into this MULAN trailer. It's kind of taken the web by storm lately. It's a big... I feel like what the hype that this remake is creating is bigger, way bigger than the animated film ever was.
Oh, yeah.
It's odd because the animated film's great. I loved it as a kid. And I was a kid. You were probably an adult when it came out. And it stood the test of time. It's not in the top tier Disney classics. It's not considered in there. And at least from what I've seen from the scope, it's Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast.
It gets forgotten.
And then Mulan's in that middle tier, I think.
It's in there with like Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Those type of things.
Yeah,
it's up there. Maybe even higher than Fox and the Hound, which I think Fox and the Hound is completely underrated.
It's good.
Same Hercules is in that same area as well. Yeah. So Mulan, but honestly, Mulan might be the best of those second tier.
Agree.
It's probably the best of those. Some people might prefer it over Lion King or Aladdin or something like that. Yeah. But what's crazy to me is that it's, like I said, this remake, everything surrounding it, the discussion, the trailer, everything it's huge. And I think it has a lot to do with where we are today in society and how meaningful this film is for, first of all, a female lead in that action-oriented film, and also an all-Asian cast. And it's a big production,
huge, almost
probably $200 million budget Disney film. But what do you think of the trailer?
It looks awesome. It looks great. I was really excited about it when they announced it. Almost as up there with Aladdin for me, because Mulan, I haven't seen it as many times. I've only seen it maybe twice.
I need to own it.
But I know it's on Netflix for sure.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna watch it. Honestly. I'm gonna watch it soon.
Yeah, because
before it gets pulled.
Exactly.
Even though we're only gonna wait till November for Disney Plus.
Yeah. But it's really good, and it's it looks like, from what I hear and just from looking at it, it's gonna follow the actual story rather than be a remake. It's not necessarily a remake of the animated film, but it's just a retelling of the actual story.
Exactly. That's what it looks like, to be honest.
Which was awesome. Anyway, it's a big big
battle scene. All of their animated adaptations or their live action adaptations of the animated films have been true, for the most part, to their animated films.
But they add stuff too. But this one actually it's more like a retelling of a story.
Which I'm okay with. A lot of people are upset about the dragon not being there, Mushu not being there, and then the songs not being there. And I watched the trailer for the first time this morning.
Oh, okay.
And I had heard all the hype, a lot of views. Some people upset with it because it's not close to the animated. Yeah. Some people loving it. Yeah. And I'm telling you, I had chills after watching this trailer. And
She's in the middle
it
of
just
that
made me.
and,
It's gonna sound weird, but like it made me want to cry. Like not because it made me sad, and I'm not even attached to the Mulan franchise or the Mulan story as much as I am Marvel or Star Wars or something like that. But just I feel like it's just so meaningful.
Exactly.
Movie. And you have this woman who won in the midst of battle, looks absolutely gorgeous and stunning, and just is a feminine being out there
fighting,
whooping butt
and
on the battlefield.
Exactly.
Like that's what gave me chills.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like in the middle, you see her training. I mean, we don't know, but I'm guessing in the middle is where she's training, and then at the end, the money shot at the end is at the end battle scene or whatever. In the middle, you see she's dressed like a man, pretending to be a man, and I assume at some point she's like, "Screw this! I'm a woman. I can still be a woman and go out to war."
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
Which that's what got me.
A lot of people were like, "Well, she didn't cut her because if she cut her hair in the one."
I'm guessing she's gonna put it up and put it in there. Yeah.
Because you see in the battle, her hair's just flying around, and it would look cool to me. I'm like, yeah, exactly right. Like, you know, I'm a woman. I'm letting my hair down. I'm gonna just fight on you as a woman.
And it doesn't matter your gender. I mean,
no,
men are physically stronger than women, but a woman could train to be a more deadly fighter or a better fighter than a man. It doesn't.
Exactly. And she did. That's exactly what she did. Yeah. It's, being based on a true story.
So, I just
looks great.
You know, they make these live action adaptations, and a lot of them are main female characters, but even the main female characters, even like a Belle, right? She's a strong person, strong human being, but she's not physically out there fighting. This is different. This is an action film with Mulan and a war movie.
It's funny. It's funny you bring up Belle because it's like they're almost kind of in the same position. They just want her to just stay at home and be a woman. Belle wants to read and be a smart.
You know what? Now that you mention that, it is pretty.
It's like the same.
Similar.
Yeah.
And she wants to be an inventor like her father, and it's
everybody's
not
like,
accepted because she's a woman.
She's a woman.
You shouldn't be smart. Wants to go fight.
They're actually telling her you shouldn't be trying to be smart. But Belle's always got her head in the clouds or her head in the book, and she's always it's like, what? What kind of? I don't know. Well, things were different, but it's the exact same thing. And she, like you said, she's got to do all that, and like you said, try to be a warrior.
Yeah.
She wants to defend her country and defend her family. And it's a great story. I can't imagine just being a little girl, especially a little Asian girl, and seeing that and going,
never thought I would be so excited for Mulan.
No.
A year ago when I heard they were making, I was like, okay, that's cool. I'll go to the theaters and watch that. Now I'm like opening night. I'm going to watch it. I'm seeing it Thursday nights the night it comes out. When is the release date, by the way?
I believe it's May. I'm not 100%.
No way, it's not that soon.
It's definitely next. It's
next year. Okay, yeah. Oh, March.
March
27th.
Wow. Okay.
Awesome.
Great.
Well, Captain Marvel made $1 billion coming out around that time.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right, well, moving on to our next segment, that is what you're watching lately. We teased what we're going to be talking about a little bit here, but Keith, you said you've been watching a couple other things. What is that?
Yeah, I watched Edge of Tomorrow the other night.
Nice.
For some reason.
Not for the first time, right?
No, I saw it in theater. Love it. Still love that movie. It's such a good movie. And are they doing a sequel? I meant to look that up, but
they are.
Are they actually?
Yeah. I mean, last I heard they are.
Because he was supposed to be doing it, and then he started another Mission Impossible. And then he went from that to doing the Top Gun sequel. So, which I think he's doing now. So I don't know. And Emily Blunt's been doing a bunch of stuff in between. So I know they both signed on to do it. McQuarrie's going to direct again.
It sounds like they're making...
Doug Liman directed it, but yeah. So I don't know, but they need to get back to that because man, I forgot how good that movie was. I don't know what came over me to put it in, but
it's a good movie.
It's really, really good.
Apparently they're working on it, but you never know. They're not shooting yet, so you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good movie, and I remember it came out of nowhere because everybody thought the title and the trailers were so stupid and dumb, and then it was so good.
I wasn't interested in it, and then someone described it
at the time, Tom Cruise was putting out a bunch of these random movies, and I don't know, everybody loves Jack Reacher. I think Jack Reacher's okay. It's not bad, but it's okay. Oblivion is the one, and it was the same director.
Right.
So everyone was, another cheesy, stupid, bad sci-fi movie with Tom Cruise in it, but...
I heard it described
and I think this brought Emily Blunt to a lot of people's attention.
Yeah.
she was doing things. She was doing things. But I mean, it's one of the things you can attribute Sicario, and I liked her in Into the Woods a lot. She was great in Into the Woods.
I first really saw her in Devil Wears Prada. That's where I first kind of.
Oh yeah.
Wow, she's. But yeah, this was her kind of. I guess kind of as an action person. This kind of really brought her into her breakout role as an action star. Because she was considered for a long time for Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Oh, and she turned down Black Widow.
Right. Did she?
Or she was the second runner-up. One of those. She was in the running to be Black Widow.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure they offered it to her and she turned it down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But there's still room for her. There's a lot of characters coming up soon.
Exactly. I watched. Oh yeah, I heard somebody described it as Aliens meets Groundhog Day. So I was like, oh, okay. So that's
pretty
much.
All right, I love those scenes in the hangar and when every time it keeps repeating over and over again. Yeah.
He's like, no, wait.
It's so good. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good movie.
Well, let's talk some Barry. So, like we said, spoilers. We're going to talk Barry season 1 and 2 and Big Little Lies. So if you don't have an HBO subscription or other means of watching them, you might want to fast forward to our ranking the Spider-Man part of the show.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, so you were talking about this show when we first started this show, and you said it's the best show on TV. I don't agree, but I can't argue with you.
Sure.
But it's freaking amazing. It's the thing. All right, so comparing it to Big Little Lies, right? Big Little Lies it's a completely different type of show, right? You can say it's hard to compare those two shows.
Yeah.
You can't. I wouldn't argue with someone who says Big Little Lies is better or someone who says Barry's better.
Same here.
But Big Little Lies is different. It's a drama. It almost feels like a movie or a soap opera or something like that.
Yeah.
Barry is hilarious, exciting. The episodes are shorter, and it's also very dark and deep and character driven, and it's
a lot of tension sometimes.
So they're very different shows. And yeah, I love this show. You know, in a good way, I have a love-hate relationship with this show.
Yeah.
Because I hate some of the scenarios they put me in as a viewer.
Exactly.
I hate the way the seasons end because when season 1 ended, I could just go right away and watch season 2. It was waiting there for me.
Mm-hmm.
The way season 2 ended, man.
You're just like,
oh my goodness. And I'm pretty sure they're going to get a season 3. Yeah. But some shows don't get another season. So if it just ended like that, I would be so upset.
I know.
But we can talk spoilers, man. Yeah. And Fuchs, I freaking hate Fuchs now. There was before the last 3 episodes.
You felt kind of for him a little bit?
He's a bad person, but he loves Barry.
He cares about Barry.
He looks at Barry as a son, and he actually is, in some weird way, looking out for Barry's best interest, but mostly his.
Yeah.
Mostly his. But once he did that to the teacher, what's his name?
Fonzie.
Fonzie.
I think his name.
Once he did that to him, nope. He's irredeemable now to me.
Yeah.
And I wanted Barry to kill him so bad in that end. Dude, the way that season 2 ended was insane with him going there just to kill Fuchs, but then he wipes out all those mob people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so cleverly done because one of them, and I wanted to talk about this recently, maybe my favorite character in the whole entire show is Hank.
No, Hank.
Dude,
I'm glad you said that.
He's amazing. I don't know who that actor is.
There's so many.
And he's been actually getting other roles lately too.
I just looked at him. Anthony Carrigan.
So is he actually he's not? He doesn't actually have an accent. I don't think. Does he?
No, he's American. Says he's American.
So he's American, right? And he's doing. So he doesn't do it that great.
Oh yeah, he was Victor Zsasz on Gotham. I knew he looked familiar.
No, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't seen that, but.
Wow, okay.
He is so great, dude. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he is.
He is amazing. And there are certain times where you're like, oh, this character might die, and I'm like, no, please don't kill him.
I know, yeah, same here.
Please don't kill him. And the thing is, he tried to kill Barry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had that one scene where he got super like, Barry, don't listen.
Oh, that was
it got really dark.
And then I was like, okay, he's not all fun and games.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not all fun and games. And
and Barry got that too. Like, okay, I can't really mess with this guy because you called me an idiot. I'm not an idiot. If you don't do what I tell you to do, blah blah blah. And yeah, that was a good scene. But he is an idiot. to be clear, but. He cracks me up. I was watching I watched a lot of the behind the scenes of each episode, and there's a bunch of times where, what's his name? Bill Hader's like, he's got to turn his head away because he's laughing at a lot of stuff the guy's saying. Because they'll just let him, because sometimes he said they'll just let him kind of.
Oh, I can tell a lot of it is improv. But, dude, honestly, he's one of my favorite characters on TV. Right now, to be honest, what? He was in The Flash?
That's what I was looking at too. I don't even remember.
He was The Mist? He must look very different.
I gotta go back.
He can't be bald. Oh, that's what
he says he has. Yeah.
He's in Bill and Ted.
He's in Bill and Ted. Yeah.
Dude, I honestly.
I bet you I know he's probably playing the Grim Reaper.
This guy is gonna, deserves to be a superstar, man. Yeah. He's gonna break out. I mean, this is his breakout role.
He's hilarious.
But he's gonna start doing a lot more stuff. Yeah. I freaking love him. I still think Barry is. So, I understand Barry character. He's trying to be good, but to me, there's no excuse. He's a murderer, and
killing people.
You know what? So everyone and their mom tells me to watch Dexter. Right? Mm-hmm. And I've never seen Dexter. I know the concept, right?
Right.
This reminds me of what people have told me about Dexter. Although, I do think Dexter, I've never watched Dexter, but I'm assuming that his need to kill and want to kill is more present. Maybe you get into his mind, he talks about it.
Yeah.
But Barry, it's more like, that you have to figure that out for yourself, kind of, that I think he actually likes killing.
He likes it.
He likes killing, but he doesn't want to admit it. And what is the detective's name?
And he tries to act like
the teacher's girlfriend that got murdered. It's Janice Moss, Detective Janice Moss. Okay, Janice.
Paul Newsom. Yeah.
So I think it's the last episode or the second to last episode. They show when he kills her.
Yeah.
And they show his face, and he slightly smiles. He starts to smile.
Yeah.
And then it kind of his face is shocked at first, and then it goes to normal, and he has a slight tiny smile on his face. Yeah. He enjoys killing, especially when he gets angry and when his back's up against the wall and he has no other way to get out of his situation. So he's a murderer.
Well, not even when he has it, he doesn't have to do it at all. Like you said, at the end of season 2, he just goes to kill all of them. He didn't have to do that at all. He just went there to just kill everybody in that.
Yeah, I do think though. Well, the thing is, as soon as he got there, the Esther lady pointed him out, and I think he had to make that. He was gonna get because he broke into their house and tried to kill her. Right. So no matter what, even if he's cool with Hank or anything, I think they would have attacked him. So he had to make a decision. But one flaw I will give this show is these guys. There's 20 of them, even more, 40 of them. They're all just standing around while one of them can easily hit him while he's shooting other people. So he's not that fast.
But I think, you're right. But I think some of them were just caught off guard because they know him.
Exactly. Dude, I was so shocked when he killed the Russian guy who became a good shooter.
Who was I
was hoping all right, I was hoping somehow that guy becomes his partner. Right. And then whenever he does have to go into battle or something, it's them two. I was hoping that. Yeah. But because if that was anybody else, if that guy had no connection to Barry, he could have shot him right when he walked in the door, but he hesitated because it was Barry.
Right.
Exactly. I can't believe Barry just killed him. But the thing is, I don't even think Barry realized it was him at first because he kills him right away and he's just moving so fast. And then when he walks back and sees him, he's devastated that he killed him.
I think,
he blacks out on these murder rampages.
So that leads me back to this thing when he killed his Marine buddy.
Yeah.
Because it's he felt like he had... and that one had me conflicted because it was like, I get why he had to do it. Cause
that guy was
freaking out. Yeah, right. He's gonna lose it. Like, I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna go to the police. And he's like, why did you say that? Like, why did you say that? So bad as it is, I get it. Like, you had to kill him, but he's got his wife and his kid, and you know that Barry, he hated to do it. So that similar thing like what you said with this guy, I thought Barry. I was thinking he was gonna try to train this guy to be his replacement.
Well, exactly, because Fuchs will not leave him alone,
right?
And he needs that, and that guy could have been
the new
that replacement,
exactly.
Yeah,
because he seemed to have the attitude and
the skill set for it. Dude, that was so funny after he trained them and they were singing the song for him and all that stuff, and the guy with the instrument turning on them.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Such a the show. So one could say this show is stupid. It's like someone could say that.
Yeah, right.
This show's so silly and dumb.
Of it that are like.
But if you watch this whole entire series, right? If somebody walked in on you watching it and they just watched a couple scenes, they'd be like, "What are you watching? This show's dumb." But if you watch the whole entire series,
right.
those weird moments fit within the whole thing. I'm gonna tell you right now, I hate Sally. I hate her.
So I hate her. There's a bunch of articles about her, and her performance is really good.
Yeah. Oh, the actress who plays her does an amazing job because I think they purposefully want you to be annoyed by her.
Yes, they said.
And the thing for me is
dislikable character is what it says. But
do they? For me, she's 95% I don't like her. 95% of her. There's some moments where I'm like, okay, she's kind of cool, she's not so bad, but I just almost hate her completely. And do they do that on purpose?
Yes. There's an LA Times article I read here, and I just pulled it up. Simultaneously well-meaning and monstrously self-absorbed. That's what it said.
She is
and she's
so selfish.
Right.
When Barry gets the audition and the way she's acting,
I know.
Okay, I get it. You're a struggling actress. You've been trying all your life to do this.
Right.
But what is wrong with you? He's not. It's not like he's stealing a role from you.
He does not like other people's success
or something.
Yeah.
And that's her boyfriend.
Right.
And she's completely selfish. And oh my goodness, I just don't.
It's really bizarre.
When he first met her, she was cool.
Right.
But then she starts to show her crazy side. And
then you feel for her. You see the stuff with her ex-husband.
Yeah. So then that stuff. But the thing is, and I've experienced this in real life too. Just because someone goes through tragedy doesn't mean they have to treat other people like shit.
Exactly.
And she's treating Barry like shit.
Exactly.
And she doesn't care about anybody. She really doesn't.
Not really.
Not really.
You know, but you parallel that obviously with Fuchs. He's got the same kind of relationship with him. Like he cares about Barry, but then when it comes down to it, it's all just self-preservation. He's only out for himself.
One of the only things I respect about her is when she meets with that TV producer and they want to do the show about the ex-wives who murdered their husbands, and she turned it down. I respect that about her because it's a leading role in a TV show.
Right.
And most people wouldn't care. Yeah. They would just do it.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of integrity there for her. But when she was complaining to Barry about him getting the role, I was like completely I don't like her at all anymore. She's not Fuchs bad person.
No,
she's not at all.
Yeah.
She's just as a regular person. She's terrible. She's terrible.
Exactly.
Which is kind of a weird, even though they're both bad, like you said, I think it is to kind of juxtapose Fuchs in a way.
I think so.
Like, you can be a bad person, murderer, involved in manipulating people to murder each other, and gangs, and taking care of Barry and abusing him. You can also be a bad person, just being a normal person, and just being mean to everybody and not caring about anything.
Exactly.
So, purposefully, they do a great job of making me hate her. And I really do dislike her.
100%.
And I think, honestly, this whole show, almost every character is despicable. Honestly.
Pretty much. There's a couple people in the acting class that they're just actors that are just trying to get by.
Yeah. The only one of the characters who's not despicable was Janice. She was actually a real good person who was trying to do the right thing.
Right.
I think Gene Kisanu is the teacher, right?
Oh.
So he's despicable too. But the thing is, I like him and Barry's relationship. But to me,
and Henry he's great, by the way. He's excellent on the show.
Oh, he is. But when Barry goes to talk to him at his apartment, and they're on the couch, and he's telling him about what happened, and I thought that was a real genuine moment. And he's like, but then at the end, he's like, so for my private sessions, I charge. I know that's supposed to be funny, but to me, it makes me think, okay, this guy's an asshole. He doesn't actually care.
I think he does.
He does, but
that's how people. There's a lot of people in LA that are like that. Just because that's their livelihood.
I know, but it's just, if I were Barry, I would be like, what the hell? Like, this guy doesn't really care about me. He just wants my money.
Well, yeah, but I think he does. Just the fact that he's even taking the time to do that. Have him over his house, but he doesn't want to do it for free. You know, he's like, listen, there's probably a lot of people in that class that he wouldn't do that for. You know, so I think he does.
But the thing is, so basically, he would never just. I mean, I guess they went to the cabin though together. I was gonna say he would never be his friend outside of. But was the cabin after that moment? I think it was, right?
Yeah, it was after. Yeah,
it was after that. Okay, so eventually he was becoming his friend. You know, not just charging him for his time.
And he clearly sees something in Barry as an actor. He sees something in Barry that there's a lot of times he's horrified by what Barry does as an actor, but there's times where he sees something in him where he wants to.
It's so funny how he reacts to Barry getting an audition.
I know,
as well.
Right? I know.
He's jealous though. He doesn't do what she does in a way, but in his own way.
You see that
and I think he manipulated him to go to the audition with him, so he could try to squeeze his way into getting an audition.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, I think there's a lot of that down there.
But dude, Fuchs, they won't. But because it's such an interesting dynamic, but Fuchs has got to go.
I know.
Fuchs has
got to go. And Barry's had so many times he could have killed him.
Well, he could have just let him be killed.
Or he could have let
he saved his life multiple times.
Yeah, right.
So to wrap up this discussion, I want to talk about episode 5, which everyone was losing their minds over.
With the little girl?
Yes. So, all right. So at this point, I wasn't watching the show. I was just watching YouTube videos and like John Campia, right?
Yeah.
And people are commenting, "Oh my goodness, have you seen Barry season 2, episode 5?" And everyone's just going crazy over it. So I'm like, what can this possibly be? Like, what is everybody going crazy over?
Yeah.
And I'm mixed because I was expecting to see like the most amazing thing I ever seen or the most craziest thing I ever seen. It was a great episode and very fun, entertaining thrill ride, but it wasn't
ridiculous.
something that the whole internet should be losing their mind over.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know I didn't know any of that. Because I just watched it. But
I loved
just what you said. It's ridiculous.
I loved it.
It's incredible, exactly.
But my expectations were set way too high because everybody was like, "This is the greatest episode of television in years."
That's crazy. Yeah, no.
And to me, that episode was not character driven. There's certain moments, like at the end when he's going to get back in the car with Fuchs and having those images of coming back from the war and
Fuchs waiting for him.
And he's in like a black suit. And they said in the after show that he's like the devil.
Exactly.
So that was good. But other than that, it's just a thrill ride, entertainment for the action and the comedy.
That's the thing.
And I loved it though. It was freaking hilarious that he goes and he's going to assassinate this Taekwondo guy.
It's a champion Taekwondo with a room full of trophies.
I was like, oh crap, this is about to go down. Exactly. And he was acting so calm, packing his bag, and then he just kicks him. Dude, that fight was incredible because Barry is a smart guy and he knows, like, he broke his windpipe on purpose, right?
Yeah.
So he knows how to do those type of things, but he's not a trained Taekwondo fighter.
No.
So if they would have, I mean, Barry got lucky in that fight.
Yeah. Very much.
To be honest.
Very much.
And it was, dude, this show's so good because the way that detective set up the whole thing to trick Barry into murdering him, all that stuff. I was so shocked when he said, "I need you to kill this guy," that he wasn't actually going after him for Janice.
Right. No.
It wasn't even about that.
It was all about his ex-wife.
And that little girl, I don't know, because the thing is, they'll probably never mention it again. They'll probably never see her again. And it was just, maybe, but I don't know why you would. Unless you're like, she wants revenge.
Revenge or the fact that she's another person that has seen him.
Oh, true.
She like saw his face because he took everything off.
Oh, you're right. If there's ever a situation where he's going to court or whatever anything.
Yeah.
But I think it would be more interesting if she tries to go kill him.
Herself? Which she could, probably. She's insane.
Dude. I don't know what that was.
She's not human.
It was...
She sat in that tree all day.
Yeah, like basically since she was an infant, her dad was training her to be this beast.
X-23, basically.
Yeah.
That's what she was.
But it's crazy because I think if you really manipulated someone like that from infancy to be that, you could. Because it's just all mental.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Sure. I completely agree.
And the thing is, she was jumping very far and leaping and stuff, but I didn't take it as supernatural at all. It was just you could assume that her dad's been training her to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love Barry. It's a good show. I cannot wait for season 3, man.
Same here.
I am hooked.
Totally. Me too. And there was a couple podcasts I listen to that they talk about it all the time, and so I just started it one day, and okay,
it's so entertaining.
Because the first you mentioned Dexter, like the first episode, because he mentioned that he just kills bad guys, which is kind of what they brought up. I always said about Dexter. I thought that's what it was going to be. Like, okay, he's a hitman, but he just goes after people that are, I don't know,
bad people.
Yeah, child molesters or whatever you hire a hitman to do.
No, but he's a hitman for hire, though. It can be.
And he is for hire. You're right. It could be anyone. Yeah, but like you said, he gets to a point where he's
the
like
thing is for me. When they showed him slightly smirk after killing Janice, and then the whole the end scene where he's just murdering all these people for unnecessarily, kind of.
Or the one where he was going to kill what's her name?
Oh yeah,
Sally's the ex-husband.
And maybe that guy does deserve to die. Maybe not die, but he deserves something, an ass beating or something. But he's going. You don't go murder someone for that.
He was going to do it, except he saw her in the room, and then he.
Yeah,
I was watching that whole scene going, Barry. Even though that guy was a terrible guy, but I was like, Barry, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, and that. Okay, I forgive Barry for the end scene when he's killing all those mobsters, because if he didn't, they were going to kill him. Right? But if he just went and murders that guy for no reason, not for no reason, but that's premeditated murder, right? The other things weren't. He was going to kill Fuchs, but those other things were spontaneous. That was premeditated murder, you know? Exactly. So Barry's crazy, but it's a great show. It's pure entertainment. Yeah. With a little bit of depth to it, and I love it.
And Bill Hader's great at the action. Like, he's been SNL guy and with his comedic background. He can act, of course. He's always been a good actor, but he's really good at the action stuff. Like,
it's funny because he's in this show. He's more serious and he's doing more drama than I've ever seen him do. Right. But there are a few comedic moments that his character does, and he's so good at them because he's a comedic actor.
Exactly.
All right, so what do you think of Big Little Lies, man?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so let's talk about the end of season 1 first.
Okay.
So, did you see that coming?
No. It's one of those things where
we knew something was going to happen.
Yeah, and obviously because they were talking all the interviews and stuff, and I was watching it going. We mentioned it when we talked about it. I was like, I don't know if it's going to come at the end of the season or if it's something they're building to.
They had to end that season with revealing what happened.
Whatever it is, because I was like, you can't do 3 or 4 seasons of this. Mm-hmm. So whatever it is, it's gotta wrap up soon. And I was just curious, what is season 2 going to be like? But apparently this is based on a book.
I
didn't know that.
Yeah,
I just was watching it behind the scenes and heard them mention that. So I'm tempted to kind of read it, but I'm like, I want to see how the show plays out first. But no, it was like, I don't know, did you watch Westworld at all?
No.
Okay, well, never mind. Well, it kind of reminds me of the twist at the end of Westworld, which was something that a lot of people, I'm not going to say I'll spoil it, but people, like, online, once I saw it happen, I was like, oh, okay, I didn't see that. But then I went back and people online saw it coming way back in season 5, or episode 5. This is one of those things, I didn't know if I should have picked up on it. And then I think back on it, and there's some stuff that's like, okay, it's kind of.
So I didn't know who was going to be killed or who was going to kill who.
Right.
But I figured out that Skarsgård was the rapist.
See, that's the
midway through.
I didn't see.
I figured that out because they weren't showing his face in those flashback scenes.
Yeah.
And she goes to see some guy in a different town that she thinks is him, and she says, if I smell his scent, I would know that it's him.
Right.
And then, but because she like drops a purse and like smells the guy, and then she realizes that it's not him. I mean, I don't even think she smells Skarsgård at the end of the show, at the last season. But as soon as she sees him, she knows it's him.
And
it's kind of a thing where like you were like kind of blacked out when it happened. And when she actually sees his face, she knows that it's him.
And that's when it occurred to me, like throughout this whole series, they've never had any interaction. She's never seen
exactly.
him. I was like,
that's when I started to realize it because I was like, they've never had any screen time together.
Right.
They haven't seen each other. And
she's met
if it's just
else.
some random guy, what is that going to do? It's not going to cause any drama. Right. It's still terrible, but it's not going to be a gut punch, right? But
I actually
it being him,
I actually yelled out, "What?"
Yeah.
My kids came running back. What? I was like, no, nothing. It's okay,
dude. It's a good show. Like that's
blew me away.
Yeah,
blew me away.
And then if he was going to be the one who gets murdered, I didn't think it would be
him.
Zoe Kravitz who kills him though.
All right.
Because she's the one who pushes him.
And which is, she saw them fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And it just leads me to, and I think they even question it and start season 2, like, why didn't they just say what happened? Like,
because if he was attacking her, it's self-defense in a way.
That's what they said.
They should have just told the truth. But you know whose fault it is? Reese Witherspoon. Because she's the one who jumped to lie.
She immediately.
And she's, because
it's revealing about her character.
If you look at this whole thing in depth, like, it's all centered around her because it's her fault because and then she lied to her husband. She's a liar.
Right.
And the show's called Big Little Lies, right?
Exactly.
So her lying to her husband, and then they wouldn't have done this if they would have told the complete truth. I think they would have got off.
Number one,
might have got
like he was abusive,
involuntary manslaughter.
He attacked me. Then he attacked all of us.
Yeah.
And then she just ran over and pushed him over. It was an accident.
Like there could have not been a stairwell with construction or stuff. And you know what's so funny?
Yeah, right.
They kept showing Reese Witherspoon walk up those stairs multiple times throughout the season, going up to the theater.
Yeah, right.
And they were foreshadowing
right.
these stairs with construction being done, these spikes sticking out. It could have been a grass field behind there. Yeah. And if she would have pushed him, he would have just fell on there.
And rolled away.
So she didn't purposely like choose there to be a stairwell there. It just happened. It was an accident.
He was attacking everyone. He started kicking Nicole Kidman and was.
He could have killed all of them with his bare hands.
Even with the 5 of them, exactly. So and she was Zoe Kravitz was watching it for the last few minutes. She was watching them argue. Yeah. And she saw the whole thing.
I love how because season 1, a lot of these women have conflicts with each other, and they would never be associated other than because they live in the same town and their kids know each other and all that stuff. But that thing happening brought them. Now they're all connected.
Exactly.
And now they all hang out and they're becoming friends out of a tragedy.
Based on a tragedy and
a lie. And the thing for me, it's a great show.
Well, they talked about. I watched a little roundtable with the actresses, which is really, really good. And they talk about that. They mentioned like it's interesting that they're that very thing that they all have been brought together with this thing it's a lie, but it's going to be that same lie that might actually tear them apart.
Destroy their all lie. Because the thing is, let's say they tell everyone what happened. Maybe Zoe Kravitz gets some time or probation for involuntary manslaughter. Maybe, right? And they're all good. Now they're all gonna. They can all go to prison for lying about it.
Perjury, they weren't in court, but
Yeah,
false
exactly.
False.
And I like it a lot. And then Meryl Streep shows up. And the thing is for me, so Meryl Streep, she could have came in and played any character, right? She could have played a detective, a lawyer, anything. But she plays the guy who got murder's mother.
Yeah.
That's insane. And who would go to the furthest extent to prove, find out what happened to her son than her mother, you know?
And there's something weird about her. You usually look at a person who's abusive like that, and you think, well, he grew up in an abusive home. But his father died young, apparently. So why is he so abusive? Like, what is it about her raising him?
Oh, yeah. And she's psychotic, though.
She must be.
And Meryl Streep is such an amazing actress. The way she plays it,
I know.
She plays it so subtle, but she's creepy. Like, I would be scared of that woman.
Sure, and not trusting at all. But the way she says stuff just kind of very, I don't know a word, but it's just, she's trying to be, what do they call it when you're being nice, but you're being passive aggressive. Passive aggressive. Yeah. It's just everything she says to everyone, especially with Reese Witherspoon.
Everyone.
Oh my gosh, everybody wants to smack her. Well, Nicole Kidman does.
Every conversation that someone has with her ends up being, what did you just say?
Exactly.
Like, wait a minute. But she says it in a nice tone, though.
I'm just saying. And she just walks away. And it's like...
I can't wait to see what happens. Yeah. So, I just rewatched the last episode.
Me too.
So, what do you think is going on? Because that last little montage scene, right, where they show everybody where they're at, and then they show Zoe Kravitz going in front of the police station, and you see the guy who she's dating. Is he leaving the police station? What was going on there?
I wonder.
I had to. So the first time I watched it, I rewinded it like 3 times. I was like, "What's going on?" Like it was kind of confusing a little bit, but then I was like, "What are your theories on that?"
Is he a plant of some kind?
I think so.
Is he a mole?
I think so.
Yeah. Because he just kind of he's pursuing Shailene
and
Woodley.
The thing is, it seems so natural,
right?
Because it seems like they would be a good couple the way the 2 characters are.
And going after her because
I wonder vulnerable.
She's
and they knew.
Did she tell the police that she was raped by this man?
I don't think so. Okay. Maybe.
I wonder.
Oh well, yeah. Everybody knows. Like it's open. It's out in the open.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Meryl Streep knows.
But did she tell the police though?
I don't know.
Nicole Kidman told. Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe they did.
I think it's out in the open now.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Because everybody knows their brothers, and it's at school. Everyone knows. Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
So, if anybody and Nicole Kidman has come out and said that he abused her. So, who has more motive than the girl he raped and the girl he abused?
Exactly.
It's crazy because, we're talking about Barry, right? These women murdered somebody, right?
Yeah.
But that guy deserved to die.
100% he did.
Yeah.
I would watch throughout the whole season like, this guy, he's the worst person I've ever seen on TV. Like,
so they did something bad, but it's justified. Like I don't hold it against any of them.
No.
And I mean, Reese Witherspoon's a shiesty character.
But they didn't do anything bad. It was an accident, but they're lying about it.
Yeah.
And what's Zoe Kravitz? What's going on with her mom? Like this thing with her and her mom. Looks like she was abused when she was little. Maybe that's why she flipped out.
And I think her mom used to hold her underwater.
Yeah, right. Oh,
and then the last thing we see, her mom says, "Kill me."
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Right.
Maybe she feels so guilty for abusing her daughter all her life. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just hinged on Shailene Woodley's boyfriend in the show, and man, we really need to learn character names.
I know.
We'll learn character names for next time. Man, I think every episode now we're gonna recap Big Little Lies until it's over.
I would have to. It's really great.
So I think at first I was thinking that he is related to Skarsgård and Meryl Streep somehow. Huh. Yeah. But then he's leaving this police station though. I think he's a detective. And he's undercover.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Jeez, what if he is? Oh
and
my God.
It's all planned. Dude, that's gonna break her so much because she was raped, right? And had this child. And she said she was a virgin before that. She was the first man she ever been with.
Yeah.
So now the one guy she opens up to and falls in love with betrays her and is a detective to try to catch them. And the way when they first meet, he's like, "You're part of the Monterey Five." Yeah.
And she's like, "What?"
Yeah. I think. Yeah, he's a detective undercover, which is crazy because he's playing it so well.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Which is well, and what they ended last season with? She was.
I know, dating the guy from the restaurant.
Iceman.
Oh, was that him?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Although he's a twin, so it could be his brother. But that same actor, I can't think of his name, Ashmore or something.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck happened with that?
Yeah.
She went to the prom thing with him.
Because I didn't realize it picked up a year later. I thought it was just a few weeks, but.
Okay.
Season 2 is a year.
Well, it makes sense, yeah, because the time
starting a new school year.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
But
interesting.
So I wonder what happens.
Well,
there.
we'll see. We'll see next episode.
Yeah, that's a good show.
All right. Well, moving on to our topic of the week, and that is ranking the Spider-Man films. I have seen Far From Home twice. Have you only seen it once?
Just one time.
That's all you need to rank it. So I want to do this a little bit different. I want us to name, like, I name my 8 through 5, and then you name your 8 through 5.
Yeah, bottom 4, and then
top 4.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and start. So at number 8, and this could go either way, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't think these lists are predictable. This list is as predictable as most. Because there's 2 or 3 movies that could be number 8, but I have Spider-Man 3 at number 8. And honestly, if you're gonna ask me what's the difference between number 7 and number 8, it's the freaking dancing in the street and dancing and doing backflips at the bar. That, I cannot stand that stuff. It's so, like, I just feel like disrespected as a Spider-Man fan. That's entitlement. I'm exaggerating.
No, but
it's just terrible. Why? I have a conspiracy theory. I think Sam Raimi purposely did that because he was mad at Sony. I think he purposely put stupid things in the movie because he was mad at Sony, to be honest. Because he wanted Vulture for that movie. And they forced him to put in Venom. Yeah. So, and there's things I liked about it, honestly. I actually like the Sandman stuff.
I think that's really good.
And I like Harry in it, to be honest.
I do not.
Oh, yeah. I like Harry in it. But, I don't know. It's mostly the Peter stuff that bothers me. Honestly, Venom doesn't bother me too much. It doesn't bother me too much. I actually like Topher Grace. I think it's not his fault. I thought he could have played that role well. But to me, the biggest problem with me is the way Peter's acting in that. Yeah. At number 7, maybe there's only 2 movies that could be last. Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I think we have number 8 and 7 the same.
Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 2. And what makes this movie terrible is Electro. And the way he's acting before he turns into Electro.
So strange.
It's so, like, why would you think that fits in today's comic book movie
He's such a good actor.
world? I was so excited for this movie. Dude, Dane DeHaan, I love Dane DeHaan, dude. And this movie was just ridiculous. So, the thing is, for me, everything before he turned into Electro was terrible. I actually liked him as Electro. But then for Dane DeHaan, everything before he turned into the Green Goblin was great. Yeah. And once he turned into the Green Goblin, it was ridiculous. No. But there is something bold they do with the killing of Emma Stone. That was... Yeah. Dude, they straight up... Her head hits the pavement.
A bunch of times.
Oh! Yeah. Like, I can't watch that scene. It's
tough. Yeah.
It's tough. So that's number 7. At number 6, this is where I think the cutoff goes. Those movies are terrible. Now you get in the middle where you're either going from... not bad,
decent,
good, to great. So I have The Amazing Spider-Man at number 6. I don't think this is a bad movie. I don't think it's amazing either. It's good. It's different. I do enjoy it, but it kind of just feels too similar to Spider-Man, and you just have a different villain. Yeah. And I remember the marketing was coming out and they were like, see the untold story, and it was the Ben Parker thing all over again. And it wasn't a bad movie at all, but it was just, you had to do something different. And it was, it's fine. And then, and now this is where, those 3 were easy to rank for me. Mm-hmm. This is where it gets really, 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 really difficult for me. Okay. At number 5, I have Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man. I love this movie. It's classic. I understand it's not the best. Like, it doesn't hold up as well as maybe even other movies that were made in the Sam Raimi trilogy. Yeah. But for me, I was like 10 years old when it came out, and I love Spider-Man. So it's classic. And I love Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin. He's perfect as Green Goblin. So yeah, those are my 8 through 6. I have Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2, The Amazing Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man at number 5.
How interesting. Wow, I didn't think this would happen, but we had those same movies.
Exactly the same?
Except just one swap with the other.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so our bottom 2 are the same. Spider-Man 3, my number 8, whatever. You know what? The Sandman stuff's really good. I really like that. I really like Thomas Hayden Church in that role. And the stuff with his daughter... and everything, just the way, and even the way
they could have made a movie where it's just only he's the villain, and that's it. And you would have been like, "Damn, this is a good Spider-Man movie," you know? Without the Venom stuff, because if you don't have the Venom stuff, you don't have the dancing in the street.
Exactly. Yeah. That whole
and all the Gwen Stacy stuff and Mary Jane getting jealous and
what are you doing? None of that. Venom was cool. I think. Venom was cool, and I liked Topher Grace, but I didn't like him as Eddie Brock. I could have anyone else. Venom 2, the problem with Venom 2 is like he's the same. It's kind of a nitpick, but Venom's like a big hulking monster.
Yeah, you're right.
And
they
he's
have
like
him the same size as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's no big deal.
Well, can you imagine if it was the Tom Hardy Venom, like
yeah,
the same
exactly.
way, and he looked like that?
Yeah. Like,
and it was just actually Tom Hardy playing that role. It would have been a lot better.
It would have been great. Yeah, it would have been really good. I saw that movie twice, 2 days in a row.
Venom?
No, Spider-Man 3. And I hated every second. I had a friend. I would see it with one of my friends, and then another friend was like, "Oh, I wanted to see it with you." I was like, "All right, fine." So I went to go see it again the next night. And I hated every second of it. Number 7, Spider-Man 2. I'm sorry, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Same thing. It was way too long. I was just thinking back while you were talking, the marketing and stuff. They do this with all the Spider-Mans. They over-market.
Oh, absolutely.
I think back, remember, they showed everything in all the trailers.
Dude, somebody cut together all the footage, and it was like
almost 14 minutes or something.
14 minutes.
Whatever. It was like a long time.
It was,
I
think it was almost 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was a lot. And the only thing it didn't show was the Gwen Stacy death. Like, it was... but...
I think they show her falling in the clock tower.
Maybe they did.
But they don't show the death.
Yeah. But anybody that knows the story is like, oh, that's the... so... Oh, well. But... the only saving grace for this one is just the chemistry between Andrew Garfield and
Emma Stone. But I actually think Dane DeHaan and him have good chemistry before he turns.
Right. They did.
And like I said, I like Dane DeHaan in the movie until he turns into the Green Goblin.
Yeah,
like I even like when he's walking around with Electro by his side, and he's like, and he plays it well.
Yeah. He does. He does. And Felicity Jones in this movie. Remember?
She was gonna be Black Cat.
Black Cat.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, Chris Cooper as Norman Osborn was good. Like I wish they would have kind of kept that, but oh well. So my number 6 is Spider-Man, the original one.
Okay, so we already said we have those swapped.
Yeah,
okay.
So, yeah.
See, that's the thing. You could go either way with those. I considered that, but like I said, it gets hard. Yeah,
they're the same. It's the same. It's the origin story. You swap out a slightly different Uncle Ben death and swap out the villain, and they're the same movie. So that's why I didn't really. So Spider-Man.
You have Gwen Stacy instead of Mary Jane.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is actually a way better romance than the Tobey Maguire and
100% agree.
I'd
never liked Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane. It was horribly miscast, and I think she's a good actress, but all she did was get kidnapped and scream throughout that whole trilogy, and whine about her career and Peter not whatever. I thought Spider-Man was the best thing I'd ever seen when it came out at the time. This is the greatest movie
can
I've
you
ever seen.
imagine? I mean, you have seen X-Men by that point.
X-Men, and we hadn't seen Spider-Man yet in this way on screen. So it was like it was awesome.
And it's for the time, the special effects, like it's done about as well as it could have been done.
Exactly.
For Spider-Man.
It's very comic booky. Like it's a comic book world, and
I love that fight when Green Goblin shows up at the parade and they're fighting on the balloons and stuff, and all the balloons are around.
Boy, that does not hold up at all. You watch it now, it's like,
you mean the effects or just
all of it? Really?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So, it's very slow, and there's a lot of just. He throws the pumpkin bomb at those execs, and they all just turn to skeletons and just disappear. What are you doing? And Mary Jane and Harry are like 2 feet away, and nothing happens to them.
Yeah.
But it's good. I really like the Aunt May in that.
Wait, so do you not like James Franco as Harry Osborn at all?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he's okay, but I didn't think he was. He's a different actor now than he was back then.
Yeah. Do you not think that James Franco? Do you like James Franco?
I think he's a really good actor. Yeah.
Okay.
Just he just wasn't.
He was young, but I don't know. I like
something. There's something weird about it. I watch him now. I'm like, that's not good at all. But same thing. I love Norman. Willem Dafoe's Norman Osborn.
Oh yeah,
he's
amazing.
And he's full on in comic book villain mode.
Perfect for that.
But it's fun. I hate the costume. Like
it's
a
suit.
It's a motorcycle suit with a dumb helmet. Like this is supposed to be.
Well, everyone says like it looked like a Power Ranger.
Yeah, exactly. He does.
And the thing is, Green Goblin is physically transformed into
that's
Goblin,
the thing,
right?
Yeah. So whatever. I mean, I get what they're trying to go.
So there's some iterations of Green Goblin where he's like not as big, but Hulk size. I want to see that. I want to see that.
A movie later on, we're going to talk about that, where he's a big monster. But Yeah, Spider-Man, it's fine. Like I said, it just doesn't hold up for me. I loved it at the time. It's great at the time. And I get it was important in its where comic book movies are, where they've come, the evolution. But it was huge at the time. Like this, for me now, it doesn't quite hold up. So I think my number 5 is slightly better than the Amazing Spider-Man, just because I think Andrew Garfield is way better as Peter Parker / Spider-Man. He really captures the real kind of smart alecky.
So I think
Spider-Man for
yes,
me, like that.
So
he gets that because that's how
they
Spider-Man
all
is.
have different qualities, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, for me, they were like, let's get someone who could play a nerdy guy. That's why they cast Tobey Maguire, right? But the thing is, I can't.
He was like 28.
I can't escape that. I watched these as a kid, so to me, Tobey Maguire's classic Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I like him in the first two, but Garfield plays the smart aleck, the Spider-Man who talks shit during battle, the best, better than Tom Holland.
Nails that, yes.
Tom Holland is the best overall Spider-Man. Yeah. He does both sides overall better, but Garfield was the best at that.
Spider-Man, exactly.
Best at that,
exactly. And he has web shooters because Spider-Man has web shooters. They don't come just out of his wrist. Like, what the?
Yeah, that
drove me nuts. When I saw the movie, I went, wait, what? Why is it? Where's it coming out of?
Yeah.
Like, and where is it in his body?
I mean, you can say the same about a spider.
That's true, I guess. But it comes out of their rear, which is not just like whatever. But same thing. I love Emma Stone. I love the Gwen Stacy and Peter thing. Like, I was glad they went with that, not just another Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Although apparently Shailene Woodley was going to be.
She was talking about her. She was cast. I think they shot a scene.
Either shot it or she was. Yeah, or they
like it was scheduled or something, and they just never did it. Yeah. That would have been interesting.
Really good. I would have loved to see her as Mary Jane. She would have been good. But I loved Dennis Leary as Captain States. I love that.
Oh yeah, really and how he feels regret after that whole thing.
It makes him make that promise, like don't just stay away from it.
And look what happens
when they started.
Exactly. He does. Yeah. So, there was some good stuff in there.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed it. So I wasn't gonna see.
5,
I was full on Spider-Man fatigue by the time this movie was coming out. Amazing Spider-Man. It was 2012. It was just after Avengers. I was like, I'm not gonna see this movie. Like I was like 3 weeks in before I see. I was just bored one night. I was like, all right, fine, I'll go see it. And I really enjoyed it. So.
Yeah, and they were supposed to build a whole universe off of this whole thing, but I'm glad it went the way it did.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna name my 4 and 3, and you do 4 and 3,
okay,
and we'll do 2 and 1. It'll be more interesting. All right,
okay.
Because this now I think it's gonna be unpredictable now. It's gonna be unpredictable now. So my number 4 ranked Spider-Man film is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
What's wrong with you? What is wrong with
Nothing. I think it's a great film. I think it's a great film. It's amazing.
You're wrong.
No pun intended.
You're right.
No pun intended.
Yeah, sure.
But it's an incredible film. I've only seen it once.
4!
I need to watch it again.
Spider-Verse, you've only seen it once?
Yeah, I've only seen it once. I do need to watch it again. It's
You've seen it in the theater?
Yeah.
That's the only time you've seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's on Netflix. I need to watch it again.
You need to watch it.
And my mind might change after I watch it.
We did our review, and you loved it more than I did when
I love it. I love it.
And then...
I honestly, I think it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. And the thing is, for me, these are our personal lists, right?
Yeah.
And so, it's seriously impossible to objectively rank films. It's impossible. You can't objectively rank films. But I would not argue against someone who said this is the best Spider-Man movie. I wouldn't. So
I'm glad to hear that.
So that's the thing. Any of these top 4, if anybody told me these bottom 4 were, I would have a strong argument against them.
Yeah.
These top 4, I wouldn't. So for me, I have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse at number 4. Believe me, that is an honor. I am a Spider-Man fan.
You are.
And I think it is just, it's so different, it's so unique, and the best thing it did, in my opinion, is put Miles Morales on the map, and now people know who he is. It opened up that door to eventually get a live-action Miles Morales.
Which I don't know that we will, to be honest. But
one day we will. They're gonna... If they're making movies for
eventually,
a couple hundred more years,
yeah,
we're gonna get a live action.
I don't know that we'll see him in the MCU, to be honest.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, because of this movie.
No. I think I'm talking about when in 15 years,
what an Oscar!
Everything's when everything's rebooted, and maybe Sony just is doing their own thing with Spider-Man, and they maybe their first new Spider-Man of their new universe is
Miles Morales.
Not that, like, it has both Peter Parker and Miles and something like that, you know? Or, who knows? But also Spider-Gwen too. I think a lot of people didn't know who Spider-Gwen was, and I'm talking about general audience goers.
Right. Yeah.
It's a fantastic movie. It's not just a fun popcorn flick either. It has a lot of depth and a lot of meaning to it, and a lot of family stuff to it.
Yes.
Which is incredible, and it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. So, all right, and at number 3, I have Spider-Man: Far From Home. Ooh. I freaking love this movie. I've seen it twice. I cannot wait to go see it again. Yeah. The thing for me is, I get so excited, and then I watch it, and then we talk about it, and then a couple days pass, and I'm like, oh my god, I really love that movie. I need to go watch it again. So the thing is, this is so fresh and brand new. It could drop a couple spots, it could move up a couple spots, but I have it at number 3. So yeah, number 4, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Number 3, Far From Home.
Okay. I can't believe you have it at 4. Wow.
Come on, man. What if I had it at like 6? Which then you would freak out.
I would turn all this off and the show would be over.
No, to be honest, it was teetering between
to have it in your
2 and 4.
Just what I'm saying.
It was teetering between 2 and 4.
And, just like you said, any of these 4 could probably most people's number 1s.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
My number 4 is Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
And when I saw it, I was like everyone else, like, oh my god, this is the best movie that's ever come out.
Doc Ock is still incredible. That holds up to me, honestly.
And Alfred Molina too. Like,
so
I
good.
Never
and I love how they actually like have a real relationship before, and it's the AI that's kind of making him crazy.
That's the
part you don't like about it.
No,
that they're alive.
That I hate.
Yeah,
they're like sentient. Like he's a maniac. Fine, whatever.
I mean, his wife does die, which.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
and it's his fault.
Yeah.
And just like I love him. I love him.
He's so good. In that moment, doesn't he? He holds up the thing at the end
to help him. Yeah. But when he comes to his senses, that's
so good.
I love that. It's weird. He's building a sun in his house. Because I went back and watched this. You're building a sun it's a little miniature sun. Nobody was thinking like this seems kind of
yeah.
And they're all just standing around. They were just looking at it like that's very.
I need to rewatch it.
And his arms thing. It didn't work. But then it's like, but you built these incredible mechanical. This thing you built is amazing. Nobody. You think Harry would been like, okay, well that didn't work.
Can you imagine like a U.S. Army with those? Just it'd be crazy.
That's tough.
Such a great
failure. You built these crazy mechanical arms.
Dude, the way it just all operates, it's so cool.
It's really good
on the buildings and all that.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll touch Doc Ock anytime soon, and I think because it was so great.
I think you might be right.
It's still too soon.
You might be right. Well, I think it's the same thing with Osborn. Like, there's been no hint of either of them.
Which I'm fine with.
Me too.
There's so many more villains.
And you can get to that anytime.
There's so many more villains they can do.
Exactly. But yeah, he's so great, man. Again, this is the one where the reason I have it so low. Mary Jane, the performance of Kristen Dunst, and James Franco were both just like.
Aren't they together in this movie?
No, by this point.
Oh, in the first one they're together. She's dating the other guy, the cop, right?
She's dating J. Jonah Jameson's son.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And then that's when she kisses his mom upside down to see if he's Spider-Man. Yeah.
And she figured it out at the end, which fine. I wasn't okay with Mary Jane. Mary Jane should know that Peter's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did have the one good scene where she's like, do you love me or not? And it's like, yeah.
I don't stop it.
Stop
bullshitting.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much of that between them in this movie, in this trilogy. Like, just stop and have a conversation, and just I don't know. But no, it's really good. It's one of the best. People have one of the best comic movies of all time, and it is.
And Alfred Molina is
excellent.
I would say maybe top 5 villain performance.
And he's the only villain, which is really good. Although they're the professor that is the lizard that's in this movie.
That he's actually a good person
Connors,
before he goes crazy. Yeah.
He never becomes a lizard in the whole trilogy. But.
Yeah, because Norman's just an a-hole, right? And
just goes crazy for no
Eddie
reason.
Brock is an a-hole. Well, Sandman was good.
Sandman's really good, yeah. But no, Spider-Man 2. My number 3 is the same as yours, Spider-Man Far From Home.
Nice.
And I kept it out of my top 5 when we did our top 5. The reason is just like it's really I love this movie a lot. It's really good.
You can love any movie. You can love the movie that's ranked number 12
that's
on
what I'm saying.
list.
It's just, it's one of those where I just didn't quite crack top 5 for me for the year. But I really Tom Holland is excellent as always. I love the him and Zendaya as MJ. I love their whole thing.
Mm-hmm. She's hilarious.
You know what didn't work for me was Ned.
And not in this movie. In the first one.
He's so great in but this one, that whole thing with him and Betty Brant.
It was funny. If I saw that somewhere else, a YouTube video or on a Disney show or something, it's funny, right? It's cute, it's funny. But it was just...
And it's predictable, they broke up when they got back home.
Exactly, So I was like, there's no way you go and they get back and they're in high school and they're a couple. Exactly. Spider-Man 3, they're a couple. No.
Yeah. So I kind of need any of that. It was funny, but it was like, just let's get to the.
Well, the thing is,
get to it. We didn't need any of that. But
the thing for me is, what did it do?
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing.
There was nothing. There's no reason.
Really, it took Ned away from Peter a little bit, which kind of made sense.
That's what
because otherwise Ned would have been breathing down his neck the whole time.
Yeah.
So Peter was more like on his own during this movie.
And which is what he wanted. He wanted to keep them safe. Mm-hmm. So it kind of worked in that sense where he didn't have to worry about necessarily Ned being his guy in the chair, which he wanted to be. But I don't know. But Gyllenhaal,
amazing,
awesome. He's
Dude,
so good.
Those sequences so of the illusions are amazing. Oh, I love it.
Man,
I love it.
Was it you maybe mentioned in our group chat? Or Apocalypse chat. Or maybe it was Gio. I don't know who it was. How's he flying?
Oh, yeah.
Was that you?
It was Gio.
Oh, was it Gio? Okay.
Yeah.
The drum.
Yeah, the drum.
It's one of the drums, yeah.
Either...
All of it is the drums, right?
Either...
Spoiler, by the way, for Spider-Man coming.
Either he's not really even physically sitting there.
Right.
Or a drone... The drone's invisible.
The drones are everywhere.
And they're lifting him up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So he can do anything.
Yeah. Clearly, it was him and the guy from Iron Man. Like, he could make anything. Yeah. Exactly. So, one thing I wondered, how did he know that? Oh well, I guess it's on YouTube. I just answered my own question. How did he know about his old suit, his old outfit? Because one of his visions was him in his the sweatsuit look.
Oh well, yeah.
But then I just remember they're all over. He's all over YouTube, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's that. But anyway, yeah. So Far From Home is really good. Oh, the thing is, I think the end credit scenes were like, I like those more than I like the rest of the movie.
Well, everyone's saying that, and it's. I don't think that means anything for the movie of the movie.
That's what I'm saying.
But it just means how great the post-credit scenes are.
Incredible.
They're the most relevant, important post-credit scenes.
Because usually they'll have one
for a movie ever.
They'll have one that kind of advances the narrative, and then they'll have like a jokey one that doesn't really. And these were both like, whoa.
So one of them advanced the narrative tremendously for the Spider-Man.
Certainly for
movies.
him. Yeah.
And then the other one advanced the narrative for the MCU overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a big way.
I don't know if I like that because I'm wondering if Peter again spoiler.
I don't want to do too much.
Okay, never mind.
Spoilers.
Scratch that. Okay. We're gonna do a second spoiler on the podcast.
Exactly.
So we'll talk if we get a chance. Okay. So anyway, my number 3 is Far From Home. So
awesome. Well,
here we go.
We got to say 2 and 1 because once we say our number 2, you know what our number 1 is. And I think I know what direction yours is going to go. For me, I have Spider-Man 2 at number 2. Mm-hmm. This movie is incredible. It could have easily taken the number 2 spot.
I'm surprised.
Or the number 1 spot.
You love this.
Easily taken the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
I love Spider-Man 2 is freaking... As far as comic book movies go, it's an all-time classic.
Sure.
As far as comic book movies go. It's crazy to think that you had that good of a villain and that good of special effects and the way it was all handled, it kind of... It was a bar set.
Yeah.
And that and X2 and just... Those were bar set. And they were... Even though 6 years later you had, The Dark Knight and Iron Man... those were still held to very high standard, the Spider-Man and X-Men, and they still are. And it's crazy to think because you could say, oh, the original Spider-Man with Green Goblin, oh, it's kind of old and dated, like it doesn't hold up in today's comic book genre. But Spider-Man 2, you have a harder argument saying that against. You still can, because there's goofy, cheesy things, but it's still it still holds up against some of the comic movies today. I'm not saying special effects or anything like that, but I'm saying as far as like just overall quality. And every movie should be judged for the time it came out. For me, honestly, you can't say, oh, I don't like Spider-Man 2 as much because the special effects in Far From Home are better. To me, you can say that, but in my opinion, that's not a valid argument because you have to.
Of course.
They were dealing with the limits they had in their time. So it's different. But like we already talked about it, Alfred Molina, freaking amazing. And for me, one of my favorite things about any Spider-Man movie is when he's swinging through the city. I love those in any movie. And especially when it's daytime and he's just swinging through the city. I love that. And you get a lot of that in Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yeah. Oh, I do it on the video game.
Yeah, it's just so much fun.
Swing through the city.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much fun. And then now which is crazy to me, my number one Spider-Man movie is Spider-Man Homecoming. Oh, yeah. I freaking love Spider-Man Homecoming.
I'm with you. I hear you.
It's just, the thing is, I like Far From Home a lot, but there's so much going on. They're in Europe, there's all these elementals, and it's just bang, bang, boom, boom. It's just, I love it, but there's so much going on. Spider-Man Homecoming is very simple, it's very small. It's a full movie with this new Spider-Man, which showed Tom Holland is great. Ned is actually very vital and entertaining and good in the movie. Even though MJ's not his main love interest, she plays a big role in it. The whole Vulture thing and how there's a twist with him and all that. I thought Michael Keaton was amazing. Oh, I love Michael Keaton so much in this role. He's such a great actor. He plays menacing so well. And the thing is, for me, it's so practical. The way, even though in this world, the way his suit's working is so practical. Yeah. It's so believable.
It makes sense. Exactly.
And it's badass too. Yeah. The wings are sharp and they're cutting stuff. And I love the way he talks to Peter. Like the way he calls him Peter. And the way he interrogates him and all these things. It's so good. And
man, I remember when that happened. The theater, you could hear all the collective gasp in the theater, like when he shows up when he goes to the house.
The prom scene and when he drops him off.
Dude, well, just when he comes out of like, honey, come here. And then he comes out and oh man.
Dude, now I'm just realizing how much I love this movie even more. I don't want to say it's like far ahead of 2, 3, and 4, but it's my number one.
It restored.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was like, again, Civil War was like, okay, I think they brought it back.
Yeah.
And then, it definitely restored people back into Spider-Man kind of that were kind
and he's great in Infinity War too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the moment. When people were like, Iron Man. It was Iron Man 4, and I love just the perfect use of Tony Stark.
Tony Stark was barely in it.
Yeah. And then Iron Man.
Honestly,
he never
Tony
fired
Stark
a shot from
has a bigger presence in Far From Home than he does in Homecoming. Honestly, even though he's not alive.
Yeah, exactly.
He really does. His presence is felt more.
Yeah. Well, he's even dead. He's the hero.
Exactly. Yeah.
Homecoming, that's my number 2.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, perfect transition. We just keep talking about
exactly.
Homecoming.
I love Aunt May was. We didn't get a whole lot of her, but I love his relationship with them. I love the moment at the end, obviously, when she sees that he's. Ned. I love the thing about Ned, which is so much better in this one, because he reacts exactly the way you would with your friend. Like, what? Like, you're the Spider-Man from you too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, can you do this? Can you do this?
I love that scene when he first finds out.
Yeah.
Do you lay eggs?
Yes.
So good.
Can you command an army of spiders?
Yeah.
No. Because I think people have seen Ant-Man like in that universe. They know
exactly.
what he
Yeah.
can do.
Exactly.
Can you do that? Can you do that? So it's, you're an Avenger? Yeah, basically.
Yeah, exactly. He's not really though.
Exactly. That's really good.
But a kid would say that.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. And I love that because in that moment in Infinity War when they're on the ship and he's like, "You're an Avenger."
Well, he wants to be an Avenger so bad, right? And then he kind of turns it down at the end of Homecoming, but he still wants to be one.
He does.
And when Tony knights him as an Avenger,
exactly,
dude, that moment is one of my favorite moments in Infinity War. And his face is kind of like
he's so proud.
And he straightens up and he's like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Nailed that. That was really good. I love that. So yeah, Homecoming. I agree.
You're number one. What can it be?
Oh my gosh! And the best Spider-Man movie ever, best animated movie ever made, Into the Spider-Verse, and one of the best animated movies ever made. It's one of my favorites. We do
definitely the best superhero animated.
If we do our animated list, this would probably be in my top 3.
How many times have you watched it?
So many times.
Really?
Yeah, so many times. So we were just talking about digital.
Here's the thing. It's on Netflix, but I still want to buy the Blu-ray.
So it's on.
I'm crazy. Right?
I saw it in theaters twice, and you and I did our. You can go back and watch Jake and I do our review of it, and you were way higher on it than I was at the time. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was tired. Maybe I was kind of going through some stuff.
Oh yeah, you did. You weren't over the moon about it at first. That's crazy. And how time can change opinions.
Well, I went
multiple viewings.
I went and saw it a second time. Mm-hmm. I saw it by myself, and then I took the family to see it. I was like, what was I? Easily one of the best movies of the year, 2018.
Oh yeah, I think it was in my top 5 last year.
I think you did have it. Yeah. Oh man, it's so good. It just I think the public group talking about the people kind of introducing Miles Morales. Probably introducing the idea to the public that there's multiple Spider-Mans. Mm-hmm. I don't think a lot of people know that, but I don't know what to say about the sound. The music is great. The score I was listening to the score on the way here. The score is great. The action, and I love the comic book kind of feel. The person falls down, you got Miles falling, you see that.
Dude, it's so good, and with I'm just remembering how good this movie is. The relationship with his uncle, the leaper,
his uncle, his dad.
What is the catch line that his uncle says to him when they're on the couch at the beginning?
He's telling him how to talk to girls.
Yeah, he says something.
Put his hand on his shoulder, go, hey.
Oh,
there's that.
Yeah, it's that. But he does it at the end to the villain, right?
To Kingpin.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. And then So, dude, man.
Yeah. That's Marshall Ali too. The voice of his uncle. It was really good.
Man, that's what I said. Movie. I told you. It was shifting between 2 and 4 for me. It's like I'm remembering how good it was. To be honest with you.
Oh goodness! And then just. Chris Pine voicing the first one,
the regular Peter Parker, and then
which blew me away. I had no idea that was.
Dude, the voice cast in this is amazing. Great. You don't even realize how many people are in it until the credits. Yeah.
Everything. It's Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man noir.
Oh, that was so good.
Where's that wind coming from? We're in a basement. Yeah. Sometimes I like to light a match and let it burn all the way down my fingers so I can feel something. It's hilarious. It's so good, man. It's got everything. It's a near perfect movie for me. You get the laughs. You got some scary stuff. You got the tragedy with his uncle, and it really nails the Spider-Man.
Again, a Spider-Man character losing his uncle. But it was done so well. It's done so well.
Yeah. Well,
actually, what's his name plays that character in the MCU? Donald Glover. Which I'm not saying you bring him in to be a Morales villain, but you could have him be a Spider-Man villain. Maybe.
Well, he's a hero. He's a cat burglar, and he just kind of becomes a hero. Eventually.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you can kind of just
because I
think with him, that's probably what
like an antagonist kind of at first, right? And then
just because he's a criminal.
Yeah, and Spider-Man tries to take him down.
But once and he becomes good. So they could probably. I would imagine that's what I would do. But yeah. Like I said, the music's all great. I love Spider-Gwen. Like you said, she's Spider-Woman. She's actually Spider-Woman. She called herself. And then I think they said that for the sequel, they're going to have actual Jessica Drew Spider-Woman.
Oh, yeah.
And then have
that would make sense, yeah.
So, but yeah, I love that. The idea of the multiverse, with all the different the Spider-Man, the robot one, was it Penny Parker? What do they call her? I can't remember what they call her.
I think that's what it is.
I guess it's Penny. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that one. I don't know a lot about it. Just the robot thing. It was cool. I liked it.
I'm sure, dude. It's probably all in the comics.
Yeah,
it has.
Exactly.
It is.
So
yeah.
it's can't say enough about this movie. Like I said, I saw it twice. Got it on digital. I've watched it so many times. And it popped up on Netflix. I've watched it probably twice on Netflix since it came out. I love this movie.
I'm probably going to rewatch it tonight.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll shift up. All right. Well, that's going to do it for Bartley and Barnes. Got a long show today, but we're talking Spider-Man, so it's totally okay.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments section about all this stuff. What do you think of Barry? What do you think of Big Little Lies? What do you think of the Mulan trailer? Mm-hmm. And what is your Spider-Man rankings list? Let us know in the comment section. I'll cut this part of the video separately as well, just so it's like a 30-minute discussion of only this.
Right.
So there'll be the long show on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
So thank you all for watching again. For Keith Barnes, Jacob Bartley and Barnes, check us out, subscribe. See you next time.